Coming up, he's a nationally touring stand-up comedian, an Emmy winner, and a guy I've known forever. Joe Mande is here. I can see him parking his car right now and walking into the gas station. Joe's been a part of Parks and Rec, The Good Place, Kroll Show, Hacks on HBO, to name just a few. And today, he's going to be a part of the #1 most downloaded show in the world, recorded live from a gas station somewhere on Interstate 95. Thank you for listening and sharing. Greg Johnson, live on 95.com. This show starts right now. I live in now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I just recently moved, finally left New York City because we were there for like 20 years. And ever since kind of like 2020, we were looking to get out. I mean,
Why?
for obvious reasons.
What happened in 2020?
How is LA doing?
Yeah, it's fine, man. It's hot.
The heat right now is unprecedented. It's going to be like 117 in Vegas this weekend.
I think it's just temporary. It's just a blip.
Yeah, I'm not a science guy.
I'm not a science guy, but I feel like it can't just keep getting hotter at some point. I mean, you know.
They showed like the last 8 days have set a record for the highest temperature on Earth.
Yeah, and they're like, well, you know, at least in the last 100,000 years. That's what I saw on TV yesterday. They're like, well, it's the hottest 8 days in a row in 100,000 years. So there might have been hotter days before that. It's just hard to know because there was no
there's no weather channel.
Nothing with a brain was alive yet or whatever.
Hey, did you go to Vegas recently?
I was there with Mulaney for like a weekend. It was.
Oh my God. How is that? Tell me everything, please.
What do you mean?
Did you have fun in Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to do it. Like, we got like nice rooms at the Wynn and like, everything's sort of like planned out. So, and I'm like, I have like a system when I play craps. So I always sort of like do pretty well playing craps. So it was a great weekend. But then we were there a little too long. I mean, 3 days is too much. I'm ready to leave after like 24 hours. Place is a nightmare.
Well, I said tell me everything because I want to know how the show was too. I love your comedy. I love Mulaney's comedy. We just watched Baby J and we fell off the couch laughing. I could talk about it all day, but what was the crowd in Vegas like?
They were weird. No, I'm kidding. I was kind of surprised actually. Like, I've had bad shows in Vegas, like especially at casinos, because a lot of people just get free comp tickets, so they're not even like comedy fans, especially like my style comedy. But yeah, no, like they were like his fans, so they came out. The shows were great. And then one night afterwards, we went to Usher, which was amazing.
Oh my gosh,
and
that's amazing. So did you plan on that ahead of time?
Yes, I like demanded it. I was like, Usher has a residency. We must go. And they like got tickets for us. And then the next night, me and Max Silvestri went to see Diplo. It was awful. Yeah, just like the worst thing.
Does Diplo have a residency too? Obviously.
He has, yes.
Doesn't Usher like serenade people in the crowd? Like, did he sing to you and Max and Mulaney?
Well, he like what was funny was that like Usher kept saying like the stars are in the building tonight. The stars are in the building, but it was like Jermaine Dupri and Joe Budden. But like I could tell there was a small part of Mulaney that was like, yeah, the stars are here, and then like he just never got to Mulaney. It was mostly He did serenade Joe Budden's girlfriend, if I remember correctly. He also spends half the show. He spends half the show on roller skates, which is truly incredible.
No way.
And then he does like a costume change where he's clearly backstage taking off his roller skates, and then they sort of like a curtain opens and there's like a 3-story stripper pole set up, and he has like dancers from all, it's like the Avengers of strippers. It's like the strippers from like Atlanta and St. Louis and New York, and they all have like their moment where they like do a move on like a 30-foot stripper pole. It's so cool, dude. It was like one of the best things I've ever seen.
Wait, did you go to Madison Square Garden with Mulaney as well?
Yeah. That was crazy.
that?
That was amazing. That was like, I went out there, immediately started talking crazy shit about the Knicks.
Yeah.
like a very mixed response. But yeah, that was super funny. It was great. Those shows are so weird. Like you sort of like aren't even fully in control of yourself, you're just like, yeah, it's just so intimidating. It's like thousands of people.
Yeah, and like how long do you get?
I think everyone did like 15 or so. Yeah.
Oh, is Dan Levy there too? I love him.
He was there. Yeah, he was there.
Oh, I love Dan. That's so amazing. Mulaney's great. Oh my God. Hey, are you in a unique position being on strike as a writer and on strike as an actor, or is that like a lot of people that you know?
There's quite a few. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of us multi-hyphenates. No, I mean, like, yeah, my joke this whole week has been like, now I can really start protesting for real because I feel I'm more of an actor,
Yeah, you've always been
actor first.
Yeah, man, you're on camera talent.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I was always a bit embarrassed to be seen with writers because it's like, that's not me. I'm one of the beautiful people,
Yeah, man. Yeah. You're up from Modern Family.
Exactly. Yes.
That side of things.
Right.
Or what's been your experience with the strikes going on? I know the actor strike is only a day old, but like
it's all been positive. I will say last week I wore I just wore the wrong outfit. So like
to the strike line.
Yeah, I was wearing a full tux. No, I was wearing jeans and like the wrong kind of underwear and I don't know, some kind of like 100% cotton shirt. So within like half an hour, and I was wearing like the wrong kind of sneakers. I had like full blisters on my feet. I had shaved my thighs to the point that like I was bleeding and I sweat through my shirt. So I was just like bloody, hobbling, completely sweaty. I was like an absolute wreck, and I needed to like take a couple of days off from striking because I was like, I can't handle this physically. Like I'm falling apart.
Oh my God.
But I mean, I will say that it's been kind of fun. Like you go to like different studios have different vibes and you like run into old friends and stuff. You're kind of socializing, and I don't know if you're supposed to say like it's fun, but I do feel like people for the most part support the cause. Like I had heard people who did the strike in 2007 and it wasn't like there weren't a lot of like people on the street who like understood or cared, and I think this time around like everything's just so fucked everywhere that people are like supportive of anyone just like not accepting like shitty terms,
Yeah, especially when they hear hot button issues like the studios and the billionaires want to scan everyone's faces and then use them forever. Or like Bob Iger, who does not listen to this podcast.
Well, you don't know that. This is great IP. This is great IP.
He made comments a day ago, and like 2 days ago, he signed a new $70 million contract.
Yeah, so I believe he's worth $600 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So
what's hilarious too is Zaslav like makes all these other CEOs look like fucking bitches. Like he makes like like $250 million a year somehow because he like invented house flipping shows or whatever the fuck. So it's like all these other guys just get like what $40 million a year. It's like these fucking bozos. You got to be a baller. You got to be a Discovery baller. Get $300
Discovery.
million a year.
AI apocalypse is what's going to happen. I'm worried.
Yeah, no, I'm embracing it. I'm just becoming an AI comic, and I love it.
I love your AI art and your AI clips and your AI videos online.
Thank you, thank
How
you.
how has it been for you embracing AI?
um, I'm having a blast. No one else seems to like it that much. I appreciate that you do, but like
I
anytime
love it. Everyone
it's like
loves it.
it's yeah, well, you say that, but it's like I'm lucky to get like 1,000 likes on anything AI related. It just like upsets people. Yeah,
You're ahead of the curve.
I'm ahead of the curve, but I also like distinctly like I found an AI art generator that is so whack. Like it's like the worst one. You know, everyone's trying to find like a good one that can make like cool, realistic, kind of trippy stuff. I'm like, absolutely not. I want one that makes me look like completely fucked up each and every time. I'll make one for you. I love like it's upsetting for everyone. I've made some like poster art for my friends, and every time they're like, I don't like this. This is upsetting.
Mulaney's like, Joe, I've told you I don't need a poster for my Vegas show.
Yes, exactly.
I tried an emulator and I thought about, well, I don't even know if I'll leave this in. This is so fucking stupid, but I want to make a kid's joke book. And
Hmm.
so I was using an image emulator to be like kids doing stand up or like children doing stand up. And then I'm like, I
Yeah.
got to stop this. I'm going to get
Right.
flagged.
Yeah. You got to use a Tor browser to write your kid's book.
Yeah, I need a better VPN or else someone's going to like, you know, ring an alarm. This is amazing. I'm so happy to see you. The
Yeah,
last
same.
time that I saw you, I think you were destroying at the Bell House in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
you're so good. That was such an amazing show. And you killed, and the whole crowd was with you. And the time I saw you before that, I think you were writing for The Good Place. What is Ted Danson like?
Uh, you know, sometimes you like meet people of that sort of stature and it's like really disappointing because oftentimes it's like you almost come in expecting like, oh, that this person like they're a dick. Like, how can they not be? Like they've been, famous and catered to for 50 years or whatever. And he's amazing. Like he's like the opposite of that. Like he's so gracious and like so concerned about like literally like he would come after takes and come up to us and be like, how was that? Was that good? And we'd be like, yeah, dude, you're Ted Danson. Like, yeah, you're good at sitcom acting. Like, what are you talking about? But it's like, yeah, he's just like just such a mensch. And um
And
yeah,
Kristen
but and
Bell.
I've been working with him. Like anytime he does a commercial, he like asks me to come on set and pitch jokes on like a Smirnoff commercial or whatever, and it's a trip.
Yeah, wasn't there a time where he first contacted you about working on an ad with him and you thought it was like a fake call? I think he said, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, you're never like expecting a call. Like you're never expecting your phone to light up and just say it says Ted Danson. Like that's a trip.
And Kristen Bell, you said that she was also an amazing presence on set.
Yes, yes, yes. She
There,
rules. She's also like someone who like she's been at it for so long from like such a young age that um like in the best way, she's like a robot. Like when a camera moves position, she's able to like remember her eye line. Like stuff like that where like, you have to just be like on such a crazy level to just know how everything operates like that.
yes.
In fact, like
Yeah.
she directed an episode and like had to go to it was like her first time directing, and she had to go to like a class on how like cameras work or something for the DGA. And it was just like, come on, man, can't she get a write-off? Like, this is ridiculous. He's been on sets forever.
Wasn't the DGA supposed to strike as well?
Yes, they were behind us. I mean, that was the most predictable thing. Was just like everyone knew, like, oh, the first chance they get to make a deal, they will, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah,
That's amazing. I had to almost look up today if I'm still in SAG to see. I know that sounds so irresponsible. I shouldn't even admit that, but I went to the website and I'm like, am I still in SAG?
are
I'd
you?
imagine so, but I just
Yeah.
feel like I might have like lapsed dues. I'll cut this part out.
Yeah.
What do you
How do
think
you
about
choose what
the?
stays in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. I support the union. Either way, I'm on strike.
Absolutely.
Definitely on strike over here, big time.
Yeah.
Been on strike.
Well,
Wait,
like
so
from the gas station.
what do you think about the gas station?
You know, it's been a while since I like, you know, as you know, I have an electric car, so it's like I don't go. I kind of only go to these places anymore if I'm just like hankering for a frozen Coke. And
How happy are you with your electric car?
love it. I do. I love it. I actually got solar panels, so now I fuel my car with the sun's rays. Isn't that beautiful?
And I just want you to know I don't take any offense to that as
No,
someone.
I know, and I will be. I'll be purchasing some snacks, which I think is actually that money goes straight to you, right? Like,
Yeah, it goes straight to me.
good.
These are all stolen goods. What do you think about Damian Lillard possibly getting traded to your favorite team, the Timberwolves?
Oh, that's not happening.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like the Wolves are like. I think a player like him, if he were to be traded, he'd just be like, "I'm not playing." No, not here. No,
So you think he'd rather not play than go to Minnesota? Like,
maybe.
I mean, I think like
I mean,
A-Rod
certainly
owns
like Jay.
A-Rod could convince him.
Maybe James Harden would be like, I'm not, like, absolutely not. Like, uh, no, I think he's gonna end up in Miami, I think.
Yeah. You're a
But I
great
will say
NBA.
I love Anthony. I love Anthony Edwards, man. I saw my parents a couple weeks ago, and I was saying how like I would take a bullet for Anthony Edwards. Like I'm like dead serious. I would jump in front of a bullet for him. And my mom was like, well, what about me? And I was like, she was like, between him or me. And I was like, well, you've lived a full life. You know what I mean? Like he's only 21 years old. And, like my mom's not gonna like get us close to even like the Western Conference Finals. You know what I
I
mean?
know
Like,
Anthony can really ball.
yeah, exactly. Like my mom's like she's got like glaucoma and stuff. Like she can't. No way.
Didn't you once like check into a hotel across from the arena and you looked out the window and saw his dog?
Yes, I that was last year's playoffs. There's a giant hotel across the street from the Target Center, and from like literally 30 floors up, I saw a dog, like a pit bull, outside the front door of the Target Center being walked, and I was like, Anthony Edwards. That's Anthony Edwards' dog, who I also follow on Instagram. His dog's name is Ant Junior, which is
That's awesome.
the funniest. Like me and you, we know the funniest people like in America. Like no one we know has named their dog themselves. You know what I mean? That is so funny. Ant Junior is that's so funny.
And I just love that you like arrive in your hotel room, you open the curtain, and then you're like, wait, that is that Anthony Edwards' dog?
That's Ant Junior. Celeb sighting. Yeah.
And like 10 seconds later, it was on the gram.
Yeah. So I mean, you got it.
Hey, did you ever really quit Twitter? You did many years ago, right?
Yeah. I think in like 2015 16 or something.
And do people ask you if you're on there just like lurking?
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares. I do have like I mean, I will say, I don't know if this is like breaking news. I do have a fake account that I only follow like Woj and the Timberwolves. Like I follow like I just it's literally just for basketball. I was like, I need to get off this place because it's like destroying my brain, but at the same time, like I need to know breaking basketball news. So I do have a thing just with like 4 accounts I follow: Shams and Woj.
So much like salary cap talk. I love it. And that is,
Dude, this
that
is
is
yeah.
an exclusive that you have a fake Twitter for NBA. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and I hope people aren't disappointed by that news, but I don't engage. I'm not like on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is actually my favorite time of year as like an NBA psycho because like I'll go on like 6 mile runs here and I'll listen to there's a podcast that's so intensely dorky called Dunked On. That's this guy Nate Duncan, and all it is like 4 guys talking about salary cap. Like it's literally just like it's like listening to an Excel spreadsheet. It's just these guys going through each team and talking about like salary cap and like
Like mid-level exceptions. First
So
apron.
yeah. So I listened to this podcast. It's so esoteric and boring, and I'll listen to it at like 2x speed while I run. So it's literally just like Minnesota Knicks. It's just like it's like absolutely psychotic, and it's like the only thing I can do when I run is listen to that. It's really bad,
dude. One of the funniest things ever, as a side note, was I hosted a show at a bar like 10 years ago, and you came, and the guys that went up before you were from a famous NPR podcast. Am I right?
Yes.
And you got up.
Money
something.
Yeah.
Shout out. But you got up. It was so funny because they had never done stand-up comedy before, and they asked me through somebody else to do it, I think. So they were weird. They kind of bombed.
Yeah, I mean,
I heard,
and I think they expected it to. Like that was part of whatever story they were doing was like the finances of stand-up or some shit. But they like knew going in that that they were gonna eat it. I think.
Yeah, actually, you're totally right, Joe, and you're reminding me that like I was almost like, oh, well, thanks for trying to torpedo the show, guys. Like they kind of got up and were like, aren't we bad?
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to do like bad stand-up to be funny if you're like Tim Heidecker, but like, it's like another anyway. And I just remember the funniest part was you must have gone right after them. And my memory is you were like, oh, you're my third favorite podcast.
Right.
And then you were like, but man, that shit was like watching Michael Jordan play baseball.
Yeah.
And like the place was like, yeah, you're right. They sucked.
And then they put me in the episode.
Oh, they did. Oh.
Yeah. They're like, can we use that? That's so good. I was like, yeah, I was just like making fun of you the whole time. But yeah, for sure.
That's a happy ending. Oh my God. Well, I don't know if they wanted to trade Damian Lillard for Karl Anthony Towns. If they can make that happen, you think Lillard might just assume retire and go to Minnesota?
I don't know, man. I feel like I think he wants to go where he wants to go. I mean, and according to these dumbass podcasts I listen to, the timelines don't match.
Yes.
I mean,
and neither do the second aprons.
Yeah.
I don't even know what apron like that. They're just like using apron as like a financial euphemism. What is that?
Yeah. Well, I could tell you. It's sort of like different levels of punishment for going over the
right
the salary cap. So if you're like,
because then you're going to get hit with the luxury tax or whatever.
You got luxury tax, but then you got a repeater tax, and then if you go way over the I mean, look, man, as your listeners probably know, the Phoenix Suns, they're gonna hit that second apron, and if you hit the second apron, you're not you lose draft picks. You're not allowed to sign vet minimum guys mid-season. It's rough. It's rough stuff. You have to be really committed to your second apron team because there's no fixing it.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
We
you're
just
welcome.
became a sports podcast.
I was working on this. I was working on this show right before this strike, this Netflix basketball show. And I'm there to write jokes, but it's like a show that takes place as like the general manager of an NBA team. And I did find myself often like in the room being like, well, no, we couldn't do that because of the second apron. I was literally I was becoming like one of the guys on this dumbass podcast I listened to where I was like, no, like you would have to throw in a couple other players to match salary. Like we can't. It's not believable. It's not believable. It's just let's be realistic here.
You're like the fact checker.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so good. You have to keep them honest.
I do think that like if like show business just falls apart and everything's AI, that I could hopefully parlay that job into like I would work at the NBA in like literally any capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you could work your way up to president of basketball operations.
Yeah, honestly, but I'd be happy just being the guy with the t-shirt cannon or like I was actually I had a few minutes talking to Jeannie Buzz, who owns the Lakers, and I was literally like, we got to fix the popcorn situation at Staples. Like we really like I was like talking about snacks the whole time, just being like, we need fresh popcorn.
Oh my God, what did she say?
Yeah, she was totally, I mean, who knows? Like, do you ever like find yourself in conversations where like as you're talking, you're like, I'm blowing this. I don't know why I'm talking like, why am I talking like this? This is like my one chance, and I'm like, yeah. So I feel like I get that a lot. Like I'm just the highest form of respect actually is when I don't talk to someone. Like I was at the Writers Guild Awards last year, and I was standing next to Charlie Kaufman at the bar, and I was just like, can't do it. I'm not gonna blow this one. I'm not gonna talk to Charlie Kaufman. I'll just be like so mortified by anything I say.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's amazing. I know exactly how you feel. Oh my God.
Dude, well, who's the most famous person to come into the gas station?
I mean, with mics on, it's you.
Okay. Damn.
And with I don't know. No, in all seriousness, I don't even know. We're all equals. This is a safe space for all artists. Like we're all like on the same level here, which is something that I like to say because I'm the one pumping gas, and all y'all are like in and out of here. But it's nice. I don't know. A guy who was on the show, Aaron Hamill, a coworker and an awesome dude and great friend, he wrote a full stage play about Gas Man with Christopher, wherein it's a stage production about the gas station, and it's performed by me, and there's a dog on stage, and we were raising funding, and now suddenly I'm striking as an artist, as an actor.
Right.
So
yeah, just bad timing. That's bad timing.
Yeah. But enough about me. What do you think about the White House cocaine?
Did
you hear that?
I love it.
Okay, so I want to know just if you think there was a cover up, because I'm certain that there was.
No, I mean, I'm almost like everyone's like, it's Hunter, which is like so obvious, right? But I'm almost positive it was like, wasn't there like a gala or something earlier that week? I mean, it was probably like, or just probably just some fucking staffer intern or something.
Yeah, just like a guest, something boring, but they must have.
I mean, Occam's razor is that it's just like a rich aide, right? But the thing that like always cracks me up about Republicans is like whenever they try to go after Biden, who's like a literal skeleton, they always make him seem way cooler than he actually is. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, there's cocaine parties," and it's like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." I would love like it's so much cooler that he's like around cocaine and you're making a big deal about it. You know, Trump wishes Donald Jr. was as cool as Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden's a baller, like a big dick baller, like
Yeah.
literally like plays around with handguns, like snorting coke off like while someone like a girl's snorting coke off his dick, he's snorting coke off the like barrel of a gun. Like he's just like the absolute coolest. Like he's like a Quentin Tarantino character or something. And
Yeah, there's a video of him like driving 100 miles an hour smoking crack. Like
yeah,
I bet you Trump's kids are like watching that envious.
absolutely. Because it's like Donald Jr. has to do coke with what's his
Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent. Yeah. He's doing coke with Ted Nugent in like a hunting cabin. You know what I mean? It's like that sucks.
Not quite Hunter. Like Hunter's got an edge.
Yeah, dude. Hunter's driving, smoking crack, driving a Ferrari while like a escort is blowing him. Like he's just like so much cooler. He rules.
I know.
But that's my president.
Hunter Biden. Is that a Dr. Oz U.S. Senate
Yeah,
shirt?
yeah.
Where did you get that, dude?
eBay. I like sometimes we'll just go on eBay and look for like failed political candidates and get their merch. It's kind of a win-win because like I'm always tempted like during campaigns to do it, but then it's like wait, I'm just like literally giving money to Dr. Oz. But when someone's selling the shirt after the fact on eBay, I got this for $2.
Yeah, dude. It's worth at least 2K. Man, that Dr. Oz campaign, like, I feel like in 20 years, we're still going to be scratching our heads. Like, he ruined it in so many ways. You know, his opponent, Fetterman, was
Yeah.
pretty beatable.
Yeah,
Except Oz had so many
he's literally
boners.
like Frankenstein and,
Yeah.
and
But then you're Oz, and he gave a speech in a room with like a Nazi car. And then he did his run through the grocery store where he blamed Biden for inflation. But it's like on top of all that, he's like this corrupt TV doctor.
Right, with like weird ties to the Turkish government and stuff. Like it's just like, dude, you were just like living the life. You were a famous. It's the easiest life in the world is to be like a famous TV doctor, you know? Because not only are you like making that syndication money, but then you get to like slap your face on some vitamins or whatever, and then you're getting the vitamin money too.
Yeah.
And he blew it. He blew it trying to be like to lose to Frankenstein in a state he doesn't even live in. It's amazing. Dope.
It's such a good point. I feel like we're kind of in this post-Trump era where all these blowhards are like, now more than ever, like I could say whatever I want and win, or at least on the Republican side. So Dr. Oz was a product of that, but he
they all
should have been a
hated
product of, yeah, exactly. They all
that, like
hated
he
him.
was only there because Trump was like, I've seen him on TV, he's my guy. But all the like actual hogs in Pennsylvania wanted some other freak who was actual like a actual freak like them, you know? This guy's like a rich New Jersey idiot, like, you know.
Yeah, he barely lived in the state.
Yeah, I don't think he did, right? Wasn't that like part
Yeah.
of it?
What's going to become of Fetterman? I'm worried.
Wither face. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Dude, I'm worried about Fetterman, dude. Okay, here's my question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Who will be the Republican nominee for president next year if it is not Ron DeSantis or Donald Trump? And, sorry for the complicated question. I mean, what do you think about the two of them as candidates?
I mean,
Trump's fucked. I mean, at this point, it looks like he's going to go to jail.
No, he's bulletproof. It'll work. He's just going to delay it. He's going to be president again. And then he's just going to like, and then he'll make like I don't know, he'll make like Judge Janine Pirro Attorney General, and she'll
Oh,
throw away the
no.
case, he'll never he he will outlive us all. He will never face any consequences. And it's so unfair, dude. Like, it's so unfair that all the rest of our lives, even if he does die, he's gonna be like top of mind for all of us for the rest of our lives. Like, he's gonna be like, he did it. All he wanted to do is to be the most famous person in the world, and he did it. Like, he's like a historical figure. It's crazy. And he's so funny. I
mean,
did
I'm
everything
surprised.
right and they indicted me. Like, I just think like things like that are just like stuck in your head forever. It's crazy. I still think about the night Kofifi happened, and I don't think I've like ever been like that giddy or laughed that hard in so long. Like, Kofifi, like, it was ruined immediately because people suck. It became like an at midnight thing, but like that like 4 hour period after Kofifi where he clearly like fell asleep on the toilet tweeting something. It was just like truly so funny. Like, nothing was funnier.
Dude, I totally remember that being so funny too. And just the fact that like no president had ever tweeted or communicated like that before, not only in typos, but suddenly in like a code word or whatever.
Was he
Kofifi.
just misspelled something and like hit send?
Yeah.
Like, is this like, yeah.
Oh,
Uh
like what about when like Herman Cain passed away?
yeah.
And he like wrote this. I don't know. We could talk about his bizarre tweets all day, but he was like, Herman Cain was a man who really got off. That was like the first of eight, but he like ended it. Oh God, he was responsible with his rally for Herman Cain for getting COVID, lest
Yeah.
people forget,
Yeah, yeah,
lest
yeah.
anyone forget.
R.I.P. to the king. Godfather pizza.
Isn't there a video of him singing for Godfather Pizza? I don't know. Never mind. Forget that. What do you think of Ron DeSantis? You like him?
I love him. Uh I heard a story, I forget where, but like he's so much scarier than Trump just because he's like I read this story that he was once on a plane ride and a staffer said that like he got on a plane, buckled his seatbelt, and then the entire flight, like 6 hour flight, he just stared at the seat in front of him, like no book, no TV, didn't eat a snack, just stared at the seat in front of him for 6 hours. I was like,
Oh my
that's
God.
like, I know he like tortured people in Gitmo or whatever, but like that plane story is actually the most haunting thing I've ever heard about a political candidate. It's like, oh my God, what a freak.
That is worse.
You
Yes.
don't
And
even
I
play like
absolutely believe
Snake on
it.
your phone. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's like mix in like an iPod or
Yeah.
something.
God.
Dude, and he went to Yale, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what else is weird about him is he's so fucking like battling Disney, which I'd love to hear your take on. But then
Uh,
I read that he got
he
married
got
at Disney.
married.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck is it? So it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I bet it's because like they wouldn't let him into Club 33, and now he's like,
Yeah.
you
So
know,
like, yeah,
he's
he
so
like got
clearly
a
like a Disney adult, and then he like couldn't use his gubernatorial powers to let him into the secret society. He like wanted to sleep in Cinderella's tower, and they wouldn't let him, and now he's like on a rampage against the company.
That's totally possible. Holy shit.
My favorite thing is
He
that like I listened to this there's a great podcast called Eyes Left, and they kind of broke the story about Ron DeSantis like being at Guantanamo like when they were torturing people, and the one of the guys getting interviewed who was tortured was like, yeah, he was there, he pretended to be like our advocate as a lawyer, and then he would use like everything we said against us, and he was like there when they were
oh
force
my
feeding us
God.
and torturing. And then his response was like, oh come on, like I was a low level staffer, like how would they remember me, how would they remember my face, which is like such a self-burden where he's like, I'm not memorable. But then on top of it, it's like, why would someone being tortured remember the face of their torturer. Like, how is that believable? Like, as if that wouldn't be like etched into your brain forever. This like 4-foot freak standing there watching you get tortured.
Oh my God. Of course they're going to remember you. Fucking A. That is terrifying. I didn't even know
Yeah.
about that. His fucking face and those dead eyes.
Yeah. Just staring at you like you're a middle seat.
Dude, yeah, in the fucking on the plane. I mean, I don't know what really even qualifies like a Republican leader at this point. You just have to
Dude,
like,
I can't wait for the like DeSantis on a debate stage. Like, he's so dead. Trump's just gonna call him like and it's over. You know what I mean? Like no one, yeah, no chance.
Trump says he's sitting out the first two debates.
Yeah, of course he should.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
This is an NBC News special report.
This is what I wanted to ask you, dude. You got off Twitter, but are you on Threads? Yo, bro, how have we talked this long already and I haven't asked you
I
if you're
know.
on Threads?
Jeez, I was waiting for this. I signed up because I was like paranoid someone could like, I didn't know how it worked, so I thought someone might be able to like, I signed up for everything just so I can like keep my handle, you know?
Yeah.
So I signed up and then I like was like reading it for a day and I was like, this shit sucks. And then Noah.
Wait, is it all? It's all like people posting for the first time. They're like, I guess this is Threads.
Yes. Wait, I did write one thing. Was
They're
to
like,
Noah
whoa,
Garfinkel.
I guess this is the new one until the next one.
Wait, let me see if I can find it.
Please, take your time.
Yeah, so Noah Garfinkel wrote of his first thread was, no one seems to be harassing anyone on here yet. If you want to get that authentic Twitter feel, I volunteer to harass you. So my one and only thread was a reply to Noah where I said, shut the fuck up, Jew. I joined thread. I said, shut the fuck up, Jew, to my best friend, and I'm out.
What is up with like sometimes on Instagram you post people like sending you shitty comments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does that spike in times of like why is that?
Oh, why do I get those?
Yeah, why are people?
Those are always like, I mean, I've kind of chilled with that, but like it's always people who are like defending Ivanka Trump, or you know, I'll write like a pretty innocuous reply to an Ivanka Trump post or whomever, and then like all these people come out of the woodwork and attack me, and I'll just like go and like screen grab their avatar and yeah.
I mean, you're very well versed in bots too.
Oh yeah, I was the king of bots for a while.
Do you remember like, I feel like in 2020, yeah, I don't know. Political bots obviously got out of hand.
Well, my friends who are still on Twitter say that like anytime they post anything, like all the replies are just like porn bots and like crypto bots. It's like
it's the best.
It's like, yeah, it's a good place. Very cool.
I'm riding it out, you know. I'm just tweeting like as if nothing's happening.
I love that. I love the people like who stay true, like they still act like it's 2010 and just do like word play and try to get like hashtag games going. It's like, yeah. Tweet like that, it's like being like rockabilly. You know what I mean? It's like you're just trying to like hold on to like a bygone era. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's like steampunk.
Yeah.
It's like I log back onto Facebook and there's still people on there being like, any suggestions for like laundry detergent or whatever? It's like, Google it.
Yeah. Although I will say that I lost my mind like for a month trying to find these hot mustard Doritos and was like constantly posting on Instagram, like, where do I find them? Like, what's happening?
No. But that's good. You need to do that. That is your calling. And did you find the Doritos?
I did finally. Yeah. On a whim, I drove by a Vons that's nowhere near my house, and luckily there was one bag left. I got the last bag in this Vons. I was so happy. And then they're fine. Like they're kind of horseradishy. Like it's nothing to write home about. But I was truly like losing it. They have Flamin' Hot Cool Ranch now, which is sort of oxymoronic, but pretty crazy.
I gotta watch that movie. They made the
Ranch.
movie about Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I know.
It's directed by Ava Longoria. See, this is the type of stuff I'm gonna be watching when they're not cranking any new content out in
But
LA.
it's also like bullshit. The story itself is a lie. So it's like
because the guy didn't invent it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Fuck that.
And like I felt the same way about Air. I was just like, what the fuck is this? I'm just like watching a commercial. And the movie, the happy ending is that Michael Jordan, because of his mom, Michael Jordan gets $400 million of passive income every year. It's like, what is, like, who gives a shit? This sucks, man.
Dude, the moral of the story was revenue sharing.
Right. Yes.
The main problem I had with Air was the scene where like he's in a bar with Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans tells the MLK story. And it's like, okay, so Matt Damon is using that as his inspo to like.
That was crazy. And then in the end, they had to like reinforce that they were like, we didn't make this up. He actually does have the letter.
Yeah, they're like,
no, but for real, that did happen.
Yeah, they're answering for it at the end.
Actually, then at the very end, the Matt Damon character, they're like, where are they now? It was like, oh, yeah. Then he went to the Supreme Court to fight on behalf of college players who deserved income from video games. And I was like, yo, that's the movie.
Yeah, that's
what are we doing watching this fucking sneaker bullshit when the guy went to the Supreme Court on behalf of Ed O'Bannon?
That'll be the sequel, dude.
Like fat Matt Damon up there going off against Scalia.
Will you see Oppenheimer with Matt Damon?
Yeah, of course. I'm psyched to see Oppenheimer. But I don't know, man. No one's working now in LA. Good luck getting IMAX tickets to Oppenheimer.
Is there going to be like a culture shift out there where like, you know, things are more crowded in the day, or generally people do have days free out there too, right?
Yeah, I mean, like seemingly no one had a job here to speak of already, so I don't know how it could get like more like it's like you can't get a seat at any coffee shop in Los Angeles. It's like truly crazy.
LA is paradise.
It's not. Although I did have like a fantasy of like getting a house, like when you go on like Redfin or whatever and see the houses you could buy in like Minnesota or whatever, it's just like, oh no,
it's unbelievable, dude.
I mean, I can't imagine living on I-95. I bet you've got some great real estate.
It's good seeing you, man.
Yeah, you should probably. There's a there's a line out the door.
No, it's fuck them.
Here's the most important thing. Go see live comedy and go see Joe Mande. Visit joemande.com. Where are you driving to now?
I'm doing all the city wineries in America.
Dude, amazing.
Boston, New York, Philly, Atlanta, St. Louis, Chicago, Pittsburgh.
Amazing. See Joe at a city winery. Visit joemande.com. And see Joe live, not just because he's an amazing stand-up, but because it's awesome in this post-COVID world to see some live comedy. We saw a live stand-up comedy show that was absolutely magnificent a few weeks ago, Joe. A guy you and I both know. Total effing genius. John Early. We saw him do comedy live a couple weeks before his recent HBO special, Now More Than Ever, came out. He killed so hard. And
I got to hang out with John a little. We talked. It was really, really funny. Actually,
John rules. So funny.
John rules. I was like, John, I live in now. And then he starts texting. He goes, you are on the fucking list. We're like backstage with John after.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God. He's like, he had a nightmare flight to get there. He texted me like 2 hours before a show and he's like, I'm still on a plane. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, stay on the plane.
That is like the worst
no pressure.
feeling, man. That is the worst feeling of like.
Yeah, he goes, for a second, I was like, am I going to have to release a statement? But it's so funny because I didn't want to spend more than 5-10 minutes with him backstage because it was the last show on his tour. I'm sure he was exhausted.
Yeah.
So I kind of left, but then it was funny because the next day he texted me. He's like, you really outstayed your fucking welcome in the room last night. He was like, please stay. We're like, no, we're leaving.
We're bothering you. We must go.
Yeah, he's like, please stay.
So it's great. But anyway, everybody go check out some live stand-up. Check out joemande.com. And Joe, thank you again. I'm really getting the high sign from your people now that you got to be taking off.
I must be off. Back on the road. I love I-95. Beautiful road.
It's a beautiful road, man. And you can always stay when you come for that show in September. Okay. You can cancel your Yotel. And this is an artist-free space. Or
artist-free. So I'm perfect for that. Yeah.
Artist safe, I meant. I got to get that down before you arrive.
Yeah, change the signage.
Safe space for artists.
Thanks, Joe. Careful driving out of here. Your tour manager says, I've already kept you too long, so you can't stay another second. Your grand total today for all the snacks, $31.27.
Oh, no, I did Apple Pay already. That was like a half hour ago.